Alright, today's lesson is titled Writing Fractions as Decimal Numbers. Let's take a look at example number 1. Example number 1, 1/2. Now the easiest way to change a fraction into a decimal number is to divide. So really what we have here is 1 divided by 2. So if we put 1 in the house, 2 on the outside, we can see that we'll need a decimal and maybe a couple zeros. You can always tack on 2, it doesn't hurt. And 2 goes into 1 0 times. Bring up your decimal. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. We didn't need that one. Our answer is 5/10. Example number 2. Same idea. We have 1/4, which is really 1 divided by 4. This time I'll throw on a couple decimal point and a couple zeros. 4 goes into 1 0 times. Bring up your decimal. 4 goes into 10 twice. Subtract. Bring down your 0. 4 goes into 25 times. And our answer is 0 and 25 hundredths. Example 3, now we're getting a little bit more complicated, but it's the same procedure. 15 divided by 16, and I'm going to throw on a couple zeros for good measure. I can see that 16 goes into 15 0 times. Bring up my decimal point. Now you might have to do a little bit of guessing and checking. I know that if I did 10 times 16, that would be 160, so that's too high. So I think it's going to be 16 times 9. I can do some math on the side here. 144. So 9 looks pretty good. 144. And I subtract. I get a 6. Bring down my 0. Now I have to kind of guess and check again. Well, if it was 15s, 2 15s would be 30, 3 15s would be 45, 4 15s would be 60, but I know it's 16, so it's too high. I'm going to go with 3. 16 times 3, 48. Subtract, I get 12. I need another 0. And one more 0 there. Hopefully I'll be done soon. Let's see, so again 120 would be, I'm going to guess 7 times. 16 times 7, 42. 112, that looks good. 7. 112. Whoops, sorry about that. Erase that one number. 112, subtract 8, add on another 0, bring it all the way down. I think we're getting close to the end here. Try 5 this time, 16 times 5, and that looks like the magic number. 80, subtract 0. So our final answer is 0 and 9,375 ten thousandths. On to example number 4. Now we're dealing with a mixed number, not as difficult as the previous one in terms of the division end of it. So we're just going to look at the fractional part. So we have 2 divided by 5. Throw on your decimal there. 5 goes into 2 0, and that 4. Subtract. So we have 4/10. So we take our decimal number, add it to our whole number, and we end up with 7 and 4/10. Now on to some practice. We have 3 sample practice problems here. A, 7/20ths, B, 3 3/10, and C, 7/25. Pause the video, come back when you're ready, and we'll see how you did. Alright, so on to letter A, 7 divided by 20. Again, you're going to want to put 7 in the house. Probably a couple zeros after it. 20 on the outside. 20 goes into 70 3 times. 3 times 20 is 60. Subtract, becomes 10. Bring down your 0. 20 goes in 105 times. And your answer is 0 and 3,500. On to B. Deal with the fractional portion. 10 divided by 3. Excuse me, 3 divided by 10. Put on a 0 there. 10 goes into 3 0 times, goes into 33 times. We take our decimal number, add it to our whole number, and we get 3 and 3/10. That's our answer there. And on the last one, 7/25. Put on a couple of zeros. 25 goes into 7 0 times, goes into 70 2 times. And goes into 208 times. So our final answer is 0 and 28/100. Last but certainly not least, a little bit more practice. These ones are complicated, so leave yourself a lot of space, and when you get to the division portion, you'll have to do a little bit of guessing and checking to see how many times a number will go into a number. So again, pause the video, come back in a few minutes, and we'll see how you did.